First of all, I'm going to introduce or brief all of you with the meaning of recruitment. Nowadays, recruiting and selecting new employees are expensive and time-consuming. Therefore, firms need to consider the company's long-term growth prospects and ensure accurate forecasting of future labor needs before embarking on recruitment. So what is recruitment? Recruitment is a process of attracting individuals with suitable qualifications to apply for job vacancies in the organization, whereby it is the first step in the hiring process and must take place before the selection process. Moreover, the recruiting strategy of an organization can be affected by the firm's recruitment policy and the labor market, considering the types of position it needs. Next, let's move on to the purpose of recruitment. There are two purposes of recruitment that have been listed here. So what are they? First, organization can generate a pool of suitably qualified candidates from which candidates for job vacancies can be selected. Second, recruitment helps to determine where qualified applicants can be found and specific means of attracting potential candidates to the organization.
Thank you, Nurul. Now I will explain about the labor market and recruitment. The labor market refers to the market in which employers look and compete for workers. A tight labor market happens when the economy is strong and many businesses are growing, so the employer will do more active recruitment, such as first pay higher salaries to job candidates to attract them to work in the organization. Second, use a commission recruitment agencies to find candidates. Third, search in database on the internet where job seekers have posted their curricula vitae. Fourth, get in touch with fresh graduate or student by contacting education institutes or professor. Employers can use passive recruitment when there is an economic recession due to the reduction of employees by some organizations, such as firstly, the employer wait until the job applicant get in touch with them, such as with walk-ins or unsolicited application. Second, some organizations also use websites that detail their vacancies and other information for people seeking jobs. Now, I will pass to Ummu to continue about strategic recruitment.
Thank you, Nabila. Now, I will present about strategic recruitment. What is strategic recruitment? Strategic recruitment is referred to the identify the recruitment needs of the organization that are tied to the company's overall strategic business plan. What can make changes in the recruitment needs of the organization? There are three changes in the recruitment, which are changes in the external environment, changes in the economic environment, and the changes in the government regulation and globalization. There are 5 methods or strategies of recruiting. First, establish a clear employer brand. If the company is big and have a strong brand, a candidate may familiar and we choose to engage. If the company not have a strong brand, the employer should present the company to the candidate to make sure they know about the company first. Second, create killer job posts. The job postings are often the first impression a candidate will have of your business. The job posting should do more than listed the professional qualification that employee is seeking for. A detailed description will clearly explain the role, responsibilities, and qualification. Next, improve interview process. A smooth and efficient interview process is something that candidates will appreciate and will make the employer hiring strategy stand out. Next is target passive job candidates. Make a research on who are these candidates, where they're from, and what their goals. Then the employer can go with the tailored approach. Lastly is use social media. By using social media as a resource also can give you a good mind of information to craft your recruiting approach for passive candidate and help calculate that killer job post for greater reach. Next is about basic outline of stage in recruitment. First is planning stage. The employer should know how much the employees need in the certain time. Next is preparation stage. The preparation stage include activities such as identifying which position need to be filled, carrying out the job analysis, writing a job description, and establish candidate specification. Searching stage. The searching stage is for sources those ideal candidates and get them to apply. Also, advertise the job through traditional approach, which are recruitment agency, recruiting internally, talent researches, and web advertising. Next is about a screening stage. Screening stage is a selection process after the candidate have been shortlisted. Choose the candidate who have the right description with the right position. The last one is evaluation and control stage. Evaluation stage is a stage where the candidate interviewed by the manager or the person in charge. Next, I will let Fatin to present about recruitment policy.
Alright, now about recruitment policy. So, what is the meaning of recruitment policy? Recruitment policy is the way for an employer attempt to fill vacant clearly and concisely to help in ensuring a sound recruitment process. Next, recruitment policy is important because employer need to hire the most suitable candidate based on the work ethics and business goals that an organization seeks to serve. Among the good recruitment policy as an employer in an organization, it should be abide by relevant public policy and legislation on hiring and employment relationship. Second, provide employees with job security and continuous employment. Third, integrate organizational needs and employee needs. Fourth, provide suitable jobs and protection to handicapped women and minority groups. Fifth, encourage responsible trade unions. And last one, ensure that every applicant and employee is treated equally and with dignity and respect. There are 4 factors that can affect an organization's recruitment policy. First, internal versus external recruiting. Second, organization's compensation strategy. Third, employment at will policy. And fourth, image advertising. Next, Adawiyah will continue the next part.
Alright, thank you Fatin. Now, I will present the recruitment sources. Recruitment sources can be divided into 2 sources which are internal and external. Internal recruitment sources mean looking at the organization's current employees to determine if any of the current employees have the required skill, knowledge, ability to fill the job vacancies in the organization. External recruitment sources mean the organization looks for potential employees from outside the organization. I will explain what is internal recruitment sources actually looks like. It is one of the easiest ways of selecting candidates to fill in the job vacancies by selecting the employees that are already in the organization. It can be done through transfer, promotion, or demotions. The company informs employees that job opening exists through job postings before external recruitment takes place. Usually, company will post job vacancies in the bulletin boards, intranet, or newsletter of the company. Some companies inform their employees regarding the job vacancies through email or short message service. The advantage of internal recruitment sources is it can save time. Its process usually can be done within a few weeks as the individual is already employed in the organizations and managers know the candidate's weakness and strengths within the organization. Besides, the process of internal recruitment is cheaper as no advertising costs incurred. The company can advertise the job vacancy through email, chat group, or company bulletin board to cut costs. The disadvantage of internal recruitment sources is its lack of new ideas. It has a way of limiting the flow of into a company that can help to spur growth and development for the organization. Now, I will let my friend to explain about the external recruitment sources.
Thank you, Adawia, for the very clear description about the internal recruitment sources. Now, I will be presenting about the external recruitment sources. What does it mean? External recruitment sources means recruiting individuals from outside the organization. And do all of you know that there are 3 conditions that companies normally use these external recruiting sources? So, company will be using these external recruiting sources when they have exhausted their supply of internal candidates, they are recruiting for higher level positions, and they are recruiting specialized talent that is not available internally. Next, let's look at the external recruitment methods. There are several methods that can be used by employer. Employer can advertise the job vacancies through newspaper, trade journals and magazines. This method of recruitment frequently used to advertise job vacancies for skilled workers, clerical workers and higher level positions. Moreover, the advantages of using advertisements is that it attracts a large number of applicants. However, the downside is that not all of the applicants will be suitably qualified for the position advertised. Next is recruiting in college and university. Recruiting in college and university is direct recruitment from educational institutions for certain jobs. This recruitment method is also called as campus recruitment. Next, private and government employment agencies. Both of these sources provide coordination between the organizations who are looking to fill job vacancies and the applicants who are searching for jobs. Normally, government employment agencies do not charge any fees for their service and are an excellent source of applicants for support level jobs. Private employment agencies, on the other hand, are typically paid a fee for their services if they refer a candidate who is subsequently hired by the organization. Employer can also use internet as their external recruitment methods. Next, let's look at number 5, which is referrals from existing employees. What does it mean? It means that employee referrals are used when organizations find it difficult to recruit candidates for a particular position due to a high demand for such skills or when the position requires specialized skills. The organization or employer can turn to its existing employees for assistance in getting potential job applicants from persons who are known to them. Next is direct employment or recruitment notice at factory gates. This method of recruitment takes place by placing a notice at the factory gate specifying details of the job available. These advertisements will usually result in a large number of job seekers assembled at the factory gate. This method of recruitment is very popular for recruiting unskilled or semi-skilled labor. Next is walk-ins. Walk-ins are also known as unsolicited applicants and can be a source of potential job candidates. Walk-ins are people who approach the Human Resources Department or HR Department for employment. Next is executive search firms. Executive search firms are a type of private employment agency that specializes in the placement of senior managerial, technical and professional employees. Firms such as Hayes, EPS, Mercer and Associates and Randstad help employers find the right people for a job. Now, let's move on to the last method, which is internships. An internship is a period of work experience offered by an organization to give students and graduates exposure to the working environment, often within a specific industry related to the individual's field of study. A typical internship program can range from 2 months to 12 months. There is no obligation on the part of the company to permanently hire the student at the end of the internship period, and there is no obligation on the part of the student to accept a permanent position with the firm. Hiring college students to work as student interns is typically viewed as training activity rather than as a recruiting activity. However, organizations that sponsor internship programs have found that such programs represent an excellent means of recruiting outstanding employees. Now, we move to the advantages and disadvantages of external recruitment. We go to the advantages first. Firstly, the inflow of new ideas, which can result in innovative ideas and improvements for the organization. An outside prospect may bring fresh information or methodologies from his or her former employer that can be integrated into a company's best practices. Secondly, hiring externally will also increase the diversity of the employees in an organization. Internal job pools may cause problems with a larger company's diversity mix, while external job recruiting allows for rebalancing if needed. Next is larger pool of candidates to organization. It means that when the organization is not able to find suitable persons from within, hiring from outside the organization provides a larger pool of workers from which the organization can find the best candidates. And the last one is external recruitment will bring in expertise required by the organization. Now, let's look at the disadvantages of external recruitment. Firstly, external recruitment can be costly and time-consuming. For instance, newspaper advertisements are often costly and it takes a lot of time and effort for the HR departments to go through the selection process that comes with external recruitment. Secondly, new employees' adjustment and orientation takes longer. It means that recruitment from outside reduces the chance of allowing existing employees to enhance their careers. Moreover, external recruitment may cause dissatisfaction and frustration among existing employees who aspire to advancement through such promotions or transfers. And the last one is, external recruitment can result in reduced employee morale and organizational loyalty among existing employees. That's all from me, and I will now pass to Ummu Akila for her to present about electronic recruiting.
Thank you, Nurul. I will start presenting about electronic recruiting job portal. Electronic recruiting, or known as e-recruiting, refers to the use of technology or website tools such as internet to assist in the recruitment process. Companies can use e-recruitment through the organization corporate website or its own intranet. Many big or small companies have started using this e-recruitment as a recruitment tool to hire new employees. Any company advertise their available position in their company through the World Wide Web, or the job seekers can send their application and resume through emails. There are two options for companies to seek in the new employees, which is by using own website or by using job portal from worldwide. Many companies, especially the big company, will using their own website to hire the new employees. It will help the company automate the recruitment process, saving time and money on recruitment. Nowadays, the new portal for the job seeking is easier to use by putting a resume at LinkedIn, or other company will look out which one the right applicants with the right position. Company, or specifically human resource department, will post their vacancies by location and occupation via job portals. They will put all the details needed for that position on job portals, including the monthly salary. Example for the job portals available in Malaysia are Indeed, Recruit.net, JobStreet, LinkedIn, Maukerja, GrabJob, and the My Future Job. But the best job in the Malaysia is Indeed and JobStreet. Employers can easily recruit new employees and select the suitable candidates for job vacancies for their companies by using job portals. Next, let's move on with Fatin to present about social media.
Thank you, Ummu. So, for second last part, I will explain about social media as a recruitment tool. Employers are using social media as a valuable tool for searching and recruiting prospective candidates. Social networking allows organizations to build their employment brand and target top talent in a large range of skills. Organizations can maximize the benefit of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn by ensuring that they engage with potential job candidates through these channels. For employers, LinkedIn provides a wealth of information about the qualification of job seekers and can help employers leverage their own networks to find potential candidates for job openings. In addition, Twitter also can communicate with interested job candidates. For the conclusion, Nurul will explain it.
Our presentation has come to an end, and therefore, I will conclude about our topic today. In conclusion, recruitment will always refer to the process of attracting individuals with suitable qualifications to apply for job vacancies in the organization. In order to achieve organizations' objectives and goals, organizations require candidates with the appropriate knowledge, skills, abilities, and personal attributes that support the company's overall strategic plans. Organizations can obtain their human resources from the labor markets, which are markets in which individuals compete for jobs and employers look and compete for workers. Lastly, employer of an organization must agree that recruiting employee is not easy and crucial to determine the success of their organization.